Will take on South Armagh finalist Belleek for the final, to see who will win the Sean Quinn Cup. As you join us, Ballymacnab Round Towers have just taken the field, and there's going to be history in the making today, because the NAB will need no reminding that they have lost 6 county finals. They've played in 6 finals and lost them all. Belleek have never won the junior final, so there'll be new winners tonight. So it's going to be a very novel final. At the minute, the NAB with their huge panel must be 25. 6 players out there have just taken the field. It's coming up close to 7 o'clock here at the athletic grounds as the sun begins to dip down, and some low cloud covers the athletic grounds. The game will need to start fairly well in time. Not a bad crowd in for this junior final. Of course, it's a great time of the year to be playing in a county final. And he's feverishly riding behind me. I'm going to call in a gentleman who need no introduction. I used to describe him and introduce him as the last man to lift the Anglo-Celt Cup, but thankfully he'll be delighted that he's no longer the last man to lift the Anglo-Celt Cup. But of course, no remaining that is Colin McKinstry, and Colin has joined us for this junior county final. Colin, just as we survey the scene, it could be a great game.
Yes, Paul, thanks very much for having me here this evening. It's the makings of a good game. 2-0 quantities type of thing. Ballymacnab Round Towers and Belleek never have attended or won this Sean Quinn Cup, the junior final, as is known here in Armagh circles. Thankfully enough, it's been ongoing, where other intermediate and the senior championships has been sort of laid aside because of our county team. It's the main attraction here this year in particular. Both teams are fairly well balanced, Paul. I think Belleek has already played Ballymacnab once this year up there, and they came away with a draw. Ballymacnab were leading the game well until sort of injury time, and Belleek stole a goal. I think it's through one of their top quantity marksmen there, was Paddy O'Callaghan. In saying that, it's the makings of a good final. Both teams has to go for goal here, type of thing. They've all the gain, as I say, there's a wee bit of history in the making, so it is. So looking at it statistically, type of thing, maybe Ballymacnab might have the Indian sign and experience over this versatile Belleek team.
And it's a great week to be in a county final, Colin. You know, I mean, Armagh is just alive with football at the minute, and no doubt these two teams will have drawn inspiration from the present county side. It's just a great week to be in a county final.
No doubt about that there, and funny enough, looking or listening through the grapevine there about Ballymacnab, Paul Grimley and Colin Marley had Ballymacnab away last Sunday, seemingly. I don't know where Belleek has got word of this, but Martin McHugh, the Donegal, and Mentor had sort of a coaching session, so Ballymacnab is looking at no stone unturned here for this here. But
that's right. Yes, they held a special session with Martin McHugh and St Michael's in the Skillen, led to Belleek, and I think Colin Marley pointed out to me there quite recently that it's more the inspiration that they gained from the team talk, really, as well as the session, that they was really trying to get them going for this county final.
Yes, very much so. Like Martin McHugh through his escapades more or less with Donegal, and in particular with Cavan getting us to final there. He will be very influential there, you know, with it. I was looking at the Cork match there, and he's been interviewed by Jerome Quinn, strange enough, so between Croke Park this afternoon, and I dare say his thoughts will be here with this team here this evening.
Did he? Well, maybe that he can have a hand. And I remember last year when Paul Grimley was involved with Martin, Colin Boylan, I think, helped. He had them down with a session with Colin. I can't tell you now, Colin, well, Sorry, John Morrison's cutting in. Sharing the joke with us here. Yes, Brian Nixon, of course, refereeing this. Colin, your memories would go back to Brian Nixon as a referee. Refereeing as long as I can remember.
Well, the evergreen Brian Nixon, he's been serving refereeing in my day, so he has been. I'm not giving my age away, anything they got there, but in saying that, this typifies the character of Brian Nixon. Paul Grimley running over and shaking hands, wishing them all the best. And you know, Brian is out there. He's been around. He knows the game inside out, and he will handle this here with a stern hand. He'll do it his way, nobody else's way, and he'll take no messing, so he won't. But funny enough, to say Paul Grimley there, the birthday boy last week, I believe he just reached a certain amount of years. I'll not disclose it, but Paul, he'll be hoping for a birthday present here from the NAB.
Absolutely, yes. And these two men, Paul Grimley and Colin Marley, of course. Colin involved with Greenmore, was involved in the Harps team of '91, along with Father Peter Kerr, who is the parish priest up in Ballymacnab, so strong connections the two men have had, and Colin Marley as manager, Paul as coach, along with John Kelly, the great servant of the club, and Francie McGuigan as treasurer, have left no stone unturned to try and gel this Ballymacnab team into a county final winning outfit as they come along over to the side. Not really quite sure. For Belleek are still warming up. There might be a brief warming up session. The big doubt, of course, with the NAB team is the availability, or is it unavailability? I'm not quite sure whether it's one or the other until the team's line out, of Gary Donnelly.
Well, Gary, we don't know, as you say, until the team's line out. Gary will be a big loss if he is, but there again, he's in the middle there. He's taking the toss with his counterpart from Belleek's. But in saying that, they're Belleek's now, they came through this encounter with a titanic struggle over Tullysarn in the semi-final. And their team manager, Mickey Quinn, Mickey is no stranger to this type of game. Mickey, from Monaghan Orem, the club he played with, Mickey will have his team well drilled against Tullysarn, the two wing half forwards for Belleek's. Paddy O'Callaghan and Raymond O'Rourke done a lot of work, a hell of a work, you know, in through defending, attacking, and they did more than just cut Tullysarn down to size. This evening will be a different game where their markers of Raymond McCone and Philip McCone can curtail them. All will be it'll be worthwhile watching.
Well, as you say, Gary Donnelly very, very heavily strapped. Collins, one of the biggest straps I've ever seen on any player at any level. It's going from the ankle right up to the upper thigh, and he's now made his way over as the captain. But I have actually been just handed an actual team, and I'm informed that this is the team that will take place, that'll take the field for the NAB. And it's going to be Artie Boyle in goals, Damien McCone, Liam King and Damien Gribben will take up the full back line. Raymond McCone, Colin McCardle and Philip McCone will be the half-back line. At midfield will be Liam Gribben and Kevin Smith. The half-forward line will be Seamus McCardle. Peter Bagan, I believe, will wear number 12, but he'll line out at centre-half forward, and James Gray, who possibly is only 16 years of age. And the full forward line will be Tony Gribben, John McCormick, who may wear number 11, and Vinnie Loughlin, who will wear Vinnie will be lining out a corner forward, and that means that there is no starting lineup for Gary Donnelly. And I think what Colin Marley is reported to have said that he is hoping to basically do what the Harps did when he was manager, along with Father Peter Kerr in '91 with Johnny Carvin, was to maybe wait until the last minute for Gary Donnelly's selection, and he's going to hold him in place with the chance of him coming on maybe at some stage in the game, Colin.
Yeah, Paul, I see what you mean, okay, but it could be a psychological blow to the NAB, starting without Gary. I know he's heavily bandaged there. He's like one of maybe the mummies or one Tutankhamun type of thing. That strap, it's an unusual sign from top to bottom of his left leg. Young Corey, James Gray coming in there. It's 16, 17-year-old. It's a big step test for him, so it is. But he has a lot of elder statesmen around him, in particular Liam King, Vinnie Loughlin, will help him along in this game. And I dare say, like he'll adapt. Okay.
In fact, Liam King, if he wins this junior medal tonight, is going for the SAT intermediate with Katie, senior with Katie, of course, along with Vinnie Lawhern, way back 1984. Oh, hard to believe it, 15 years ago. So it's a great tribute to Vinnie and Liam to be lining out in a county final after being great senior players for Katie, and indeed Vinnie played for Armagh at that time. So tremendous work from them.
It is very much so. Those legs have travelled and ran around a lot of grounds within the county and outside the county. There's still a few miles in them, according to Vinnie and Liam anyway, so they'll want to give another hour out here.
Well, we're very close now to the start of the county junior final for 1999. Brian Nixon's looking around him, surveying the scene. There's a nice sizable crowd. There's a nice sizable crowd over in the seats, and looking to my left and looking to my right, there's quite a few people have gathered in. There's a good few, maybe 1,000 people here to see this. Ballymacnab will be playing from the Dalton End and down to the old Pierce Oak Club Room End, and it's almost ready to go. Yes, and away we go. And it's Nab number 9, Liam Smith from the ball. Sends out. Belleek have it covered. That's their corner back, Paul Finnegan. Hard tackle there coming in. Hard tackle there coming in. It will be a Belleek or Ballymacnab free, short, good ball given to Vinnie. Vinnie on the ball, goes one way, goes the other, looks fit. This is Nab trying to work it in. It's made his way out to Liam Cribben and sends just wide. He'll be disappointed with that, Liam. Wide of the left hand post, but the Nab started well. Remember, starting without Gary Donnelly, and that centre half back there, Colin McCardle, moving way down. Belleek, of course, strong half forward line, O'Callaghan, Quinn and Ray O'Rourke, as the ball comes out, well kicked out that time by Killian Finnegan, a great goalkeeper. Belleek trying to get it out, still scrappy, early stages. Ballymacnab on the ball. Then it's cleared, possibly sensibly too, but it's well taken by McCarroll. Sends down again to John McCormick. Good defending. Nab on the attack, number 13. Oh, he should have done better, was Tony Gribben. Takes a lot of the frees off his left, but 2 early chances missed, Colin.
2 early chances yet, in particular with Tony Gribben there. He had a bit of time, bit of space, so he had all the time in the world to convert that there free. But there again, the first opening couple of minutes of this particular final, there is a lot of nerves there, Paul, and tension. But as the game will gradually go on, hopefully the players will settle down.
So, Killian Finnegan, long serving goalkeeper, comes to kick out. Mick Quinn want a good long kick out. That's brilliantly taken there. Yeah, it was a number 7, actually. Philip McCone plucked that one out. Good defending by the full-back line from Belleek as they come out with it. Well done there. Number 5 is the Shane Toner, kicks out to Raymond O'Rourke. But well taken there by Seamus McCardle. Strong run. Links up. The Nab still in the attack. Good ball in. Dangerous. Just wide there. That was unlucky. Raymond McComb sending in there, and I think it was Vinnie maybe got a fist to that one. Unlucky.
I think it was Vinnie very much in the fray at the moment, so he is. You know, there was a couple of balls, early balls, but then the great run out there that he had earlier on just typifies Vinnie. He will be doing a lot of activity there.
Tony Gribben, of course, a son of Brenton, who's watching this, I'm sure, with great interest. Great Ballymacnab, one of their hard-working servants, along with Jared McClellan, John Kelly, people like that there as they come in this attack again, and they're full of running. Number 10 on their 3rd, 4th wide column in as many minutes. Seamus McCardle. Yes. Bad miss.
Peter Begum released McCardle there. 3 golden chances there for the Nab, and playing downhill into what was the Pierce Oak end of the club-wise. It seems to be the easier goal today.
So, the Ballymacnab started very well. They get loads of possession, but they're not converting them into scores, and it scores win games. As Belleek come away, they've made an awful lot of changes all over the field. Players with numbers lining out in all sorts of different positions. That's well played there by Liam Gribben. Kevin Smith sends on, the keeper comes out. Finnegan does well. Looks for options, sends away up to, is it O'Callaghan, Pat O'Callaghan has come roving for that. This is better for Belleek, and now they're beginning to move the ball. They have a Ballymacnab player down injured at the minute as Belleek. Hard challenge there. Brian Nixon blows it up. Maybe dubious there, but as Belleek move it quickly, the high tackle came in and Belleek looking good here. Oh, look at that. Shane Quinn snatching onto that one and standing over from about 35 metres, and that'll be great psychological blow for Belleek, Colin, or boot.
It will be, Paul. That's their first raid, really. Shane Quinn, they're latching onto that free, but interesting to see there, Damien Gribben's great tackle on Shane Quinn there just earlier on and released the now, but an inspirational score there.
So the score coming after 4 minutes, nearly on the 5th minute, as Artie Boyle used to take the freeze for Ballymacnab, comes up and sends a left-footed one down to the right, down to the middle of the field. It's still there, but I think it's, yes, well done by McArdle, comes away with that strong centre-half back on the ball. That's actually wearing number 16 there, is it? Yes, James Gray is actually laying out wearing number 16, winning the free, and he's handed it to Peter Began, yep, wearing number 12. Peter way out, round about the 45 metre line. Athletic grounds hushes. Could this be Ballymacnab's first score? Up he comes. It hits it very nicely and it gets off the crossbar. Ball ended up in the back of the net, but Brian Nixon had signalled immediately, Colin.
Yeah, he had. I think John McCormick had got into the square and got his foot to the ball, but Nixon very quickly up with the mark and blew for the free.
So young Begg will be happy with the free. It was well struck.
It was well struck, okay, but there again, there's not too much wind out here, Paul. Any advantage is going with the Nab here this evening. So.
Killian Finnegan kicks out. Breaks down to Paul Finnegan. Loads of Finnegans and O'Callaghan's right through and Quinn's right through this. The league team, of course, are managed by Mick Quinn, as Colin said, former Monaghan player. Brian Nixon moves the ball down for a bit of Bargy, I think you would call that, as John McCormick runs out onto this one. Now the Nab get moving. This is much better. Bacon to James Gray, the left foot finish. Oh, well played by Loughran. Keeper did very well also with Billy Loughran approach and did really well as Belleek come away with it. Well taken on by Kevin Smith. Smith to Liam Gribben. Could be a big score for Liam, the midfielder, if he goes for it. He cuts it onto his left foot. Brother of Malachy played for the Harp. And he's knocked that one wide up the right hand post, and disappointing again, Colin.
Yeah, James Gray had a great chance there of equalising, and once again Liam Gribben, but Ballymacnab, they're not on target. As such, said Belleek had one raid, got a point, so they're still in front.
7 minutes into the county final. Killian Finnegan's already had plenty of kicking out practice as he drives this one right down, and Ballymacnab do very well to win that one again. Peter Began's getting a lot of early touches on the ball. He's standing over it. He does take the freeze along with Tony Gribben. This time he's going to kick out of the hands and sends it in, and it's dropping. The umpires have signalled wide, so another wide call.
Another one frustrating for the Nab, completely on top and around the middle of the field and in defence, but as I say, I just can't get it between the sticks.
They were warming up for well over half an hour before the game on the field. Indeed, Belleek did a bit of warming up too. They should be well settled, and you need to take scores. Finnegan kicks out again. Great jump by Liam Gribben. The ball goes loose. Brian Nixon spots the free.
Well positioned there, Paul, he was too, able to see everything that was going on and spotted that free well. Spotted the free well. We have, I think Ballymacnab maybe have, the round tires have changed their free kick ticker. It's hard to see the number here. Kicks in high, and
Killian Finnegan has to save. The challenge comes in, and the tall 6-foot keeper comes out with it. So Belleek soaking up a lot of this early pressure, and again they're one up, Colin.
Very much so. John McCormick with that high ball, I dare say there was a bit of snow on it by the time it got down, but Killian Finnegan punched the ball partially out anyway, but was able to lay a
well come again. Well taken by Damien Gribben, by Liam Gribben, sorry, he called that and won it. And now the Nabs on the attack. Number 13, Tony Gribben goes, tries to get onto the left foot, then loses possession, gives it away. Can't do that in the county final. Fagan, right foot, this looks good. Would you believe it again? It's gone up the left-hand post, and that must be their 8th wide in the first 9 minutes of the county final, Colin.
Very much so, but funny enough, Paul, looking at it, four Belleek defenders, more or less, Hosling or Liam Gribben, and Liam completely under pressure, but one of the Belleek players had to get it out, and the result once again right for Ballymacnab.
Colin Marley and Paul Grimley will be desperately disappointed with this as they look on. Of course they're helpless, they can do nothing. You prepare the players and you hope that they'll do the business. There's a strong run has been made by Peter O'Callaghan. There's a push in the back. There's actually number 8, it was Eugene O'Callaghan. Now, number 13, Tony Gribben, left-footed kicker, hoping for Ballymacnab's first score. Steals a yard or two, then a couple more, and that is a superb point from Tony Gribben. And just listen to the roar of approval from the Ballymacnab contingent here, Colin. Good break.
Yes, John McCormick had a chance, Peter Begum had his chance, but now they put Tony Gribben, and Tony Gribben seems to be in song, of course, to the opening score after, 11 minutes, Paul.
He did well, steadied himself on his left foot and stroked it over. So, one apiece. Ballymacnab will know it should be a lot more than that. Killian Finnegan prepares to kick out. 11 minutes into the county junior final. Up he comes Finnegan, great kick. Way beyond just on the midfield. Eugene O'Callaghan breaks onto that, but it goes loose and Kevin Smith. The Ballymacnab midfield have played extremely well, but they've lost out on this one. Still very early days as Belleek go roving with Raymond O'Rourke. Small player, prepared to run over the head of O'Callaghan. I don't think he'll make that one. Linesman gives it Ballymacnab's way. Looked to have gone anywhere, that one, but I think it was maybe Damien McCone or one of the McCones there blocked that.
Very, very much so. It could have been a hot ball maybe between the two of them. I think it would have been a fair result. But
the high ball comes down. Belleek first to read it. Sent to the outside of the boot. Yes, you've hardly seen this wing, but there's danger. Maybe there's number 13, Colin Quinn goes away, making inroads, goes round McCardle on his right foot, but it's very, very bad miss, and really he went the other way. He had number 12, Raymond O'Rourke, had broke free on the left column. Should have done better.
Should have done better. Quinn was more or less making his way a goalmouth. He checked and tried to get round the player. On his inside there was Eugene O'Callaghan, who more or less put his hands out in disgust.
Yes, you can see that. He was absolutely disgusted with that, and this will now be, in fact, a very sizable crowd has come into the athletic grounds for this county junior final, and this will be Artie Boyle's second kick, I think, in the first 12 minutes of the game. He kicks left-footed down towards midfield. Gribben goes up, McComb goes up, and it's Belleek to break. Not sure who. That's very hard to see those numbers. It may have been Shane Quinn. Brenton Collins at 14, and they've just won a free round about 40 metres out. Looks like he's a left-footer.
Yeah, Collins had against Tullysarn, Collins was able to pick off a couple of good points. This is well within his reach, so it is, straight in front of post and right on the right hand side, so good chance here for him.
Oh, well, he certainly has flucked the kick, but still his club is in, or his team is in possession. This is very dangerous. Goal chance on, just wide of the right hand post. Ballymacnab supporters sang with relief for that one, Colin.
Yeah, Darren Toner, I think, got his right foot towards the end of that there. If he had been on target, it sure was a goal for him.
Yeah, it looks like it's not going to be a high scoring game, this county final. Only one each after 13 minutes, loads of chances as Hardy goes for for his kick out here, right down to the midfield. Several players up. First a break, well done. Oh, and he's lost it. McComb's lost that. Belleek come away with it. It's number 5, Shane Toner does well. Getting calls from all over the field. It's an early one. Gives it back to him. Gets it back, and Belleek moving quite nicely at the minute with Kieran Leonard cutting through the middle. He's actually lost it. He's managed to chip it up again. And a free, yes, good decision too. Free on Colm Quinn, I think there. Colm?
Yeah, very much so. Shane Quinn and Colm are combining well together. You know, once they get going, Paul, they will put a lot of pressure on Ballymacnab. As we can see now, it's past the early 8 to 9 minutes there was all Ballymacnab, but Belleek seem to have settled down to the task. But as I say, it's a very low scoring time, 1 point apiece, and a chance here for Kieran Leonard. And he just pops it over the bar, so it's a lead for Belleek.
Yeah, Kieran Leonard just nonchalantly chipping that one over the bar, giving his side a 2-1 lead. As I said earlier on about Liam King and Vinnie Loughearn playing such a long time. Liam Gribben, of course, has been around a long time, indeed, as John McCormick. So this Ballymacnab team really hoping to make history, and of course Belleek hoping to make history as well. It's good to see them back here, Colm, in the final.
Oh, very much so. The likes, in particular for Ballymacnab, the likes of Tommy O'Hare and Joe Fullen, the Mourness have been down the years with the Nab, and I dare say they're up in the elements here watching along with us, so they will be. So they'll be proud men here this evening. But as I say, the Nab has to win it, so does Belleek, so they have to go for it, boys.
They really do, and as Colin Marley said, was saying to me earlier, it really was time for this team to deliver a championship as Coach Charlotte Burton. So let's see what happens. As earlier on, the Banks had eluded Vinnie Loughearn. Number 6, McCardle doing well there, and Vinnie just maybe a bit frustrated at the service coming into himself and McCormick. So the sluggish game so far is Liam King and Lee could put his defence into real trouble. Liam with that kick, Liam trying to get back into his full-back line, and Belleek still come on. There's a one-on-one situation, the 1-2, oh brilliant. That's great, great defending, Colm. Great defend.
Damien McCone just got the hand in there quickly and more or less killed that interception from Kieran Leonard, but Belleek's just showed what they're capable of.
And Ballymacnab take inspiration from that as Damien Gribben does well. Big Killian Finnegan comes out, wins the free, and then is tripped, I think, by young Bray possibly, or young Megan, but Brian Nixon maybe has a word. No, he did not have a word. It was actually Tony Gribben there.
Yeah, I think a bit of play acting by the keeper there.
Maybe so as we move away. That's a great catch on the trip. Really super catch in the middle of the field, but I think he'll be alright, and it's going to be a booking, yeah. The player has gone down, Colin. I think a booking's fair enough there.
Yeah, Patrick O'Callaghan is more or less moved into the middle of the field along with the pick up Liam King. Fielded that ball well, when he came down, King more or less was on the end of it and more or less put under the ground. But as I said, Belleek's coming more and more into the game now.
Well, 17 minutes gone. Belleek coming more into the game. They lead 2 points to 1. The ball's kicked out again, another good ball. Anytime they come down this swing, they look fairly dangerous. This is Ray O'Rourke. Kicks in, Liam King is there. It's actually Damien Gribben holds his line well and then sends out, but only as far. It doesn't really clear it well enough, but Colin McCardle's there, he's still there. McCardle's doing very well, strapped with a blue strapping, and away come the round tires, and Liam drop kicks that one, gets loads of length as Vinnie Loughearn comes out onto it. Is there a chance? Loughearn getting Ballymacnab moving on a free kick, and it should be a good chance to equalise. Loughearn doing well that time, Colm.
Yeah, Loughearn taking the full back well out there and finding Peter Begum on the run, Begum fouled, so a great chance here now for the equaliser for the Nab.
And Paul Grimby must say looks to have them in fair condition, Colm. They're quite sharp, Ballymacnab all around the pitch. It looks to have loads of running in them.
Yeah, very much so, and in particular the Leaks are the same thing. A bad kick there, so it is by young Begum.
Yeah, indeed, that'll be another chance going missing, but Ballymacnab still have possession. This is Liam Gribben, and well, he went for the outside, he went for the the spectacular swerve, but he'll be very disappointed as the chances just go wasting and wasting right through this first half, Colin.
No more so disappointed than Liam Gribben there. It looked a simple enough shot, but he tried to take it off the outside of the boot and cored it over. We've all sort of seen it maybe in the bigger stage, but as I say, this is the junior final, and mistakes are out there, will come happen, and let's see.
So, where we go again. This time Belleek come onto it. As a corner back, only a few touches Pat McElroy has had, but as that was, I think Shane Turner got it going. Now Belleek on the attack. There's a good challenge there. It was a very necessary challenge as Colin McArdle, very much equal to the task of that one. McArdle comes away, and now a bit of space for Kevin Smith. Down towards Vinnie Lahern, he does well. So, another chance. Vinnie Lahern foul. Tony Gribben on his left foot. The angle should be okay for him. And that one again, in the video will show Colin wide of the right hand post. Unbelievable the amount of misses in this first half. Unbelievable.
I think that's 6 till the nab already, Paul, so it is. But Tony Gribben, when he looks at this replay for a left footer, you know, it looks a simple enough score, and all he had to do was hit it high and try and cord it in. But it could be a costly miss at the end of this game.
Well, they're on the attack now. They've made over. Billy Lahern's there. Belleek, full back line was on it quickly. Now still in the attack. Tony Gribben blocked down. Went for the net, and Belleek come away. Ballymacnab player actually down injured at the minute as play moves on, and Belleek starting to get things moving. Where they come. Pat O'Callaghan, strong running. He's covered maybe, or Raymond O'Rourke covered maybe 30-40 metres there. There's danger here all over the place for Ballymacnab. They're still on the attack. This is good football. Spraying it about. Should get a point from it. And there it is, the point over coming from Kieran Leonard. Second point of the game for Leonard. The chance goes missing at the other end of the field. Belleek sees the moment, Colin, and moves right up the field to score.
Interesting to see where O'Rourke, more or less, Raymond O'Rourke picked that ball up in his own 30-yard and ran through more or less in and around the middle. Discovered Colin Quinn, and Quinn in turn released Kieran Leonard to deliver that ball. This is typified more or less for the work rate. The two half forwards, two half, you know, for O'Callaghan and Raymond O'Rourke, you know, will be working. They'll work for the 60 minutes in this game. That's what they've done against Clonsarn. But in saying that, the NAB proved their worth again the Twins in the other semi-final. They got well up 5, 6, 7 points up more or less, and then sort of eased the pedal off a bit. So they haven't really discovered that form yet, Paul. So
they've not. 3-1 behind. Artie Boyle kicks out. Great kick out from Boyle, but now Belleek back on the attack. 3-1. Ballymacnab sees possession. Try to get big and going. Now James Gray has done well by the youngster, winning a free. Now, I think this is Kevin Smith, is it? One of the midfielders coming up to take it, so he'll be looking to drive it into the danger area, and up he comes. Gets loads of height with it, drops down about the 21. But Belleek first to that one. With number 6, Gary McFarland, winning possession.
But that ball that was delivered there by Damien Gribben, it was just a tip and hope type of thing, you know. It makes the ball a 50-50 chance against it, you know. If the NAB had sort of runners looking for the ball, then, you know, it would have made a better signal ball.
Yeah, he was really limited with his options for that one. It was just driving in. So, Killian Finnegan, not one of his better kickouts, but the Clubs still have possession. And they're 3-1 ahead as the first half begins to tick away. This is a full forward Collins come way out now. Trying to get Gino Callahan moving, and well robbed that time. And again, winning the sideline kick and getting Ballymacnab moving. McCarthy does well. The high ball, dangerous. Very poor pass. High tackle comes in. Belleek move away with it. There's danger here. The man over Liam King and Brian Nixon. A right distance away, but he was in no doubt that the ball was handled on the ground column, and the free goes against them.
Yes, Paul, just as you said, there was danger once that ball was delivered in. Raymond O'Rourke was pulled to the ground there. I think it was by Dylan McComb, but Brian Nixon, no problem at all. Award the free in till Belleek, so another great chance for him here to increase the lead. 24 minutes gone in this first half, so it's backs against the wall for Nab at the moment.
Number 15, Kieran Leonard, score of 2 points. Up he comes, chips it over the bar. Belleek took a 4-1 lead. Ballymacnab, there will be a certain amount of concern on the line of the minute column.
There will be, and already we've made a substitution. Here comes Gary Donnelly. Hope to make his presence felt in this game. Donnelly, it's a risk that the Ballymacnab mentors are having to prove, and just on the far side, young James Gray coming off the man, it started for him. So let's see what Gary Donnelly can he last the remainder of this half.
Well, Gary Donnelly, very heavily strapped, comes on with 6 minutes to go, indeed 5 minutes to go at the start of the first half. He's an inspirational young player for Ballymacnab. Colin Marley goes on record at telling me during the week, Colin, that he felt he was as important to Ballymacnab, and indeed, oh, he's fouled immediately there, and how did Brian Nixon not give that, Colin?
Well,
and he's gone down on the leg. The long ball came down, the player, he was pulled. It should have been a free, and maybe the leg was pulled out. There's a terrible risk factor here.
It's a big risk, so it was. It was a long ball played down. Gary seemed to stop and check, so it did, but it's sad to see now, as I say, that this here happening. An influential player surely, but it's a risk factor.
We're just looking at the monitor here, and he has immediately been carried off the pitch. And now, did he last 1 minute, Colin? The first ball, I felt he was jerked by the shoulder, and that wouldn't have helped. But I mean, it's a tough game, a physical game, and really, that's a terrible blow for that young player.
A terrible blow, and thanks to see here again, James Gray coming on. Seconds earlier he's been taken off, now he's back on the pitch again, so Gary Donnelly shaking his head and discussed. Francis McGuigan and Paul Grimley there helping him off. It's a sad sight to see, it's a risk we're taking, but this is the game you play, Paul.
A very, very sad sight to see. Donnelly, there's the foot going in, and indeed that should be a booking. I think it's Tino Callan, as another Ballymacnab player goes down injured. That was dangerous play, and really, indeed he is being picked, and if that happened later on in the game, Colin could be sent off. That was a bad tackle.
It was a bad tackle, okay. Brian Nixon up with the play once again, but it more or less took a harsher view of it, but how often we've seen in the county final, referees tend to be a wee bit lenient, let things try and flow as best they can. But it hasn't been a dirty game, Paul. It's been a fairly good competitive game. Belleek's, for a long period were sort of searching. Ballymacnab had the run a little, but now they're trying to play catch up.
3 minutes to go in the first half. The Gary Donnelly saga, has reached its conclusion. Colin Higgins certainly played no part, sad to say, for this young fellow, but the other years for him. So now, Ballymacnab Round Towers have a real test of character, and I think it's, you'll be looking for Vinny, and you'll be looking for Liam King, and you'll be looking for John McCormick to really to show their experience and lead the charge here, Colin. They must pull out something out of the bag.
Well, this is it, Paul. We're 3 minutes more or less into the first half. There's a whole second half to go. The Nab was only kicking the ball type of thing that would bring this game to that level. But as I say, it's far from over yet.
Far from over as Belleek get moving. They're playing probably slightly the better football. They seem to find their men just with a bit more ease than Ballymacnab. That's where played by number 6, Gary McFarlane. He'll take his time with it. Down below us here in the Canaris building, as again he looks to get it, that low ball bounce, just the one bounce. Very simple but effective. Yep. correct decision there, fouling Colin Quinn, and Belleek will be quite happy, Colin, just to play out these last few minutes in the first half to go in 3 or 4 points ahead.
There will be, they seem to be in control there, so they do, and just look at John McCormick there, you see the stretching his groin there too, maybe he's kind of starting to get a wee bit of wear and tear. But here comes the Nav on the attack.
Yes, and young Gray, who was taken off for Gary, now he's found himself back on. Had a good run at the Belleek defence there, he's won a free, and I mean, it goes without saying that this free is absolutely crucial, Colin. You know, all the frees now are crucial, but they've had the blow of Gary been taken off. They've taken on young James Gray back on, so must be pointed. Looks good, looks good. Out. Unbelievable. Finnegan caught it under the crossbar, Colin.
The crossbar from John McCormick, you know, it looked to point all over, but here we go.
The ball's dropped by their midfielder and by Darren Toner, indeed their captain, as Belleek suddenly find a bit of space in the attack. Still on the attack. It's a tricky pull forward line. They're trying to find a way into that scoring position. Artie will take that one and is no problem. He'll release the cone. Must come out driven way down towards midfield lane. Driven's there, but it's knocked on ahead. Belleek giving Ballymacnab a tough testing time as the 30th minute of the first half nears its completion. And again, if the play goes over, you know, they'll be in 4 points behind, Colin.
Yes, Paul. But Belleek's midfielder, Darren Toner, you know, he's doing a lot of blocking of the ball now, and his half forwards are coming in to collect, you know, everything around there. Liam Gribben seems to be feeling a wee bit of worse to the weather at the moment. This year, once again, at inspirational point more or less 4 points, will one in front of Belleek's, and if we can put this over, well, it looks promising more or less for the second half.
Leonard has of course scored 3 points, and he basically is doing what he's there to do, is take threes and put them over. This one's a little bit farther out as he comes up, maybe just going wide of the right hand post, and I would say yes, I was about to say maybe Brian will blow this one up, but indeed he does, as the teams come in down below us. Ballymacnab will be extremely disappointed, loads of possession, but they go in actually 4 points to 1 behind as they come in down below us. Colin Marley and Paul Grimley will have, and along with Mick Quinn might be more happier, but Colin Marley and Paul Grimley will be very, I think there'll be a few harsh words in there, Colin.
I'd say a few harsh words, Paul, going into it. You know, the only player to score was Tony Gribben with that free earlier on. The Nab was shooting score after the first 10, 11, 12 minutes, so couldn't get it over. In quite contrast to Belleek's, then went up, scored, came back down again, put under pressure by Ballymacnab. Up again they came, scored, so they find themselves 4 points to one to the better now in the first half. Belleek's two half forwards of O'Callaghan and Underwood, as I said earlier on, were going to be maybe a dominant force. They took other teams in the earlier rounds apart. Big Darren Toner, their captain, has come more and more into the game now, and whereas more or less Liam Gribben and Kevin Smith are sort of falling in their wake. We're playing down now. Belleek's are playing down into what was the Yogs ground. When Ballymacnab were sort of shooting into that goal, all their frees or all their kicks were falling short until Killian Finnegan. They hadn't seemed to have the strength more or less of putting it over. Well, they've been vigorously trained over this past few weeks, but I dare say Martin McHugh's inspiration there that Paul Grimley will try and take out of them will be pumping there for the second half. Yeah,
and from those words that we'll take a short break, Colin, and we're right back to the second half, to the half-time score here at the Athletic Grounds for the County Junior final, and for the Sean Quinn Cup is Belleek 4 points, Ballymacnab Round Towers 1 point. Okay, welcome back to the second half. The junior final here in the Athletic Grounds, and Ballymacnab have been out onto the field actually 3 or 4 minutes before the Belleek team. In fact, Brian Nixon had to maybe blow several times before he got them out. but they're back out onto the field, and I suppose now's the time, if there's real character in this Nab outfit column, they need to show it in the next 30 minutes.
Well, they would do, Paul, surely. As you say, the Nab has been out this field this past 5 minutes. Belleek's taking their time and coming out, get well tuned there through the half. So the second half just starts.
Second half starts. Eugene O'Callaghan drives goalwards. Liam King's underneath it. There's danger. Artie Boyle does well. There's still danger. It's well blocked. That's more like it for Ballymacnab. Well taken there is number 4. Damien Gribben and Ballymacnab come away with it. And they'll be really looking to up the pace now as they start moving the ball. That's better football by James Gray, or Bagan I should say, and there's an opportunity here. Oh, it was brilliantly blocked. The Nab still in the attack. The tails are up. Oh, give it away that time. John McCormick actually frustrated with that one. The Tannoy goes above us, and an early score would have done him a power of good there, Colin.
An early score, surely a great chance there for McCormick, but he didn't want to be too selfish, and he tried to play the ball back out again, but the Belleek man was there to clear the danger.
Here come Belleek. They send that long, low ball in, and they're back in the attack. The high ball comes in, and Artie will watch it go. He'll grab the other ball. There's certainly maybe more sense of urgency, Colin, about the Nab team. And maybe the Paul Grimley and Colin Marley have simply reminded them they're in a county final.
Yeah, they've started off like a house on fire, surely, but didn't they do that there in the first half as well? A bad kick out, a bad miss there by Raymond O'Rourke, but Artie Boyle in the Nab goal mouth just watched that there bounce harmlessly away.
Artie kicks out, a great kick up the field. Belleek on the ball as 3 or 4 players come to ground, and indeed emerging with it I think will be Colin McCardle, maybe number 5 actually. Raymond McCone did well there. He received a knock to the head as Raymond did well there. Colin McCone, he's had a fair game.
Yeah, he has had a fair game, surely, and Raymond O'Rourke here has picked up, that's where the stoppage is on there. Brian Nixon has called out to the play. I think maybe a bit of a blood round his nose, but the Nab, as I say, has shown a wee bit of urgency in this couple of minutes of the second half.
Yeah, but they must get scores. A long high ball, and it's one of those 50-50 balls that Belleek seem to be quite happy to sort of deal with, and they win possession again. No, they don't. Brian Nixon has said it's going the other way. Ballymacnab maybe chance for the early quick free, but no. Tony Gribben, I think, on his left foot is going to pop his luck with this one. It's probably beyond his range. Maybe, as I say that, he sends it in, edge of the square. Brilliant catch. Oh, well taken there by the full back. I think it was Joe McCreesh who smothered that one, Colin.
Yes, McCreesh smothered that one well there, so he did. But once again, Tony Gribben didn't seem to have any power in that shot of his, so he hadn't. He couldn't get picking it over the bar at all. But here we will substitute Sean Mallon heading on for. Not really sure who it is, but play resumes anyway. Play resumes.
Brilliant catch in the midfield by Gribben. Or by Kevin Smith. But he gets moving. Well played, Lochran. Moving well. Damien Gribben, all right foot. And it's the old story back again. Damien shakes his head and his arms in disgust as that one goes wide of the right hand post.
Yeah, the old scenario once again as it started off in the first half, we continue to hear in the second half. I just haven't seen who's gone off here, Paul, but I know Sean Mullen has come on for McCormick, just gotten off here down below us now.
A more animated figure now, Paul Grimley. I think he was just trying to get the referee's attention as John McCormick comes off this, and who's it coming on? Sean Mullen, number 24. Killian Finnegan kicks out, low one this time. The ball breaks. The Nab still searching for possession. Belleek come away. It's the right half back. Well played by Shane Toner. And they get the ball moving down. Oh, it's well taken by McCardle. Or by Kevin Smith. Does well the midfielder. Trying to get his forwards moving. A better ball in. That's the second good ball into Finney Loughearn, and he's won both. Finney going to go, and well played by Finney Loughearn to Tony Gribben on the right foot, and again he's chipped it short, and he'll be so disappointed with that. I thought that earlier, but reminded that the two midfielders had switched numbers. Liam Gribben is number 9. Well taken there, that's more like it. Ballymacnab playing with more urgency. Very well played with number 2, Damien McCone. Ball's given away. Possession. Oh, 2 players come in on it. Exchanges getting a wee bit more tighter and tough at the minute, as that was well played by Collins, the full forward. Look where he is as he drives it out and he wins his free, and Brian Nixon might say it's a free from where the ball lands. So Belleek come away, low ball into the full forward line, will always cause problems. Number 11 goes for the corner flag. It's Shane Quinn cuts in and is fouled. Now it'll be interesting to see, Colin, this is their first effort at this sort of range, the sort of range that Tony Gribben would need reminding that he maybe missed from, as number 14 Brenton Collins comes out, and as you say, he caused Tullysarn problems in their semi-finals.
He did very much so. This is well within his range here, but a silly free there inflicted on Shane Quinn. It gives the Leaks here a great chance to increase the lead. 6 minutes into the second half, so here we go. Just comes off the inside of the post ball, so it's another score for Belleek, 5 points to 1, and just got 6 minutes gone in the second half.
That, you know, a bad blow for Ballymacnab and a tremendous boost for Belleek as Collins chipped that over, and indeed it's noticeable, Colin, that the way he headed it off the ground, you know, maybe you don't see that often enough now, but he knew what he was at as Ballymacnab come away, but they'll lose possession again, given away that time by Philip McCone. Belleek seem to be gaining a bit of inspiration and growing in size as the game goes on. They're playing a bit of football now and they're causing all sorts of trouble as they come away again when they're in space. And a good ball out to Collins. Oh, that's a super score. Look at the roar from the Belleek contingent from that one, Colin. That was a tremendous score to give them. What is it, 6-1, 7-1? 6-1.
That man Boyle finding Collins just down on the right hand side here, all unmarked, and he delivered with that left boot, so he did. The Nab seemed to be hunting and text trying to close down any of the Belleek forwards, but Belleek win the ball, get the released out first time, so definitely they have it all to do now.
They really do. They're looking for inspiration at this stage. There's a great pistol in the middle of the field. Jersey's been pulled here by young Gray's jersey been pulled, but Brian Nixon didn't see it. Of course, he doesn't have the advantage of being up here in the Canaris building, but the foul given. Vinny wants it. Still Ballymacnab pass. Ball breaks. Jimmy Calhoun watches on the left. Loads the ground here. The crowd is trying to chase back. He tries to go around them, and Cleverly wins the free. Kind of a wee bit of craft there.
But could have been a 3-by usually. But all the time in the world there to get a ball down and gives that ball away from them.
Yeah, they did so well. They win the play. They don't miss it plenty ahead. They lose it. So, but there certainly is more urgency even from the crowd. The sense that this game is kept away from Ballymacnab. The Belleek crowd sense that the Sean Quinn type of thing on its way there. You know, this is the crucial part of the main team goes to the old top back. A good ball down which will cause problems. Brian Nixon spots the jersey and he no doubt this will just the number 15 Leonard will hand it to Collins.
Yeah, Philip McCone took the jersey off Kieran Leonard, put his hands up and didn't do that way, but I think they've all seen it, so this gives another chance here for Brandon Collins. Collins already scored 2 points along with his other half forward or full forward Kieran Leonard. The other half forward Shane Quinn getting that all important point. So here a chance for
Well taken by Artie Boyle, dropped it short as has happened on many occasions, but Artie needs a lot of help and decides to go for safety first and didn't have a whole pile of options. He had really nobody running for him, which he needed at that stage. So the North defence still under intense pressure from this lively Belleek out forward line. Collins again will go, he's right on the sideline, up he comes. Dangerous ball, Artie's there again, and it's a similar sort of situation this time. Brian Nixon gives the free, Artie looks for his options and gives it low to Liam King. Liam comes out, fouled on the ball, the full back. Where is he going to put it? Sends it out wide to McComb. Ballymacnab try to build from the back to fashion some sort of score. A goal would be terrific for him. But he's on it, does very well at him. Wins it first time. Well played for the line.